No, I don't see how anything can be more clear than the Second Amendment. And yet, as you know, everybody from judges to college professors and anybody who wants to take away our rights, somehow twist and manipulate that into pretending it's something other than the right of the average citizen to keep and bear arms, just like it says. And I'm hopeful, and what I've read, I'm hopeful. Not confident, but hopeful that the Supreme Court will do the right thing and recognize, in the case that's now before it, that was heard here just a couple weeks ago, recognize that the Second Amendment is indeed designed to secure the right to keep and bear arms for individuals, and not for some state militia or something, or just for that reason. Of course, if they don't, it's going to be tragic indeed. I hate to think how that might be, as you said, a domino effect, that it's certainly going to have a tremendous, drastic effect on our right to keep and bear arms if they would come down on the other side. But I'm cautiously optimistic and hopeful that they do the right thing there and recognize the right of the individuals to keep and bear arms.
Isn't it amazing when something happens like that, they can rush and pass the Patriot Act, but we can't drag them kicking and screaming to do anything about our borders being wide open.
You know, and that's where we are markedly different. That is, the Communist Party is markedly different from every other national party. The Republicans give a little lip service, but they does nothing. Even with this whole fence thing that they authorized, but they had to build right into it. As I'm sure you're probably aware, they had to build right into it. Pretty much we guarantee that it's never going to be funded, never going to be actually implemented. So they give us the witness revenue, but no real commitment to doing it. Of course, the Democrats are also against any kind of real border security. This administration, the Bush administration, has been appalling on any attempt to secure the borders and to protect us from the invasion from the South. And the Libertarian Party, of course, has always been for open borders, and although individual members don't agree with that, but as far as the policy, it's always been. So we are the only national party that has steadfastly held that it's time to seal our borders and stop the invasion of. There's just all kinds of things. The job is one thing, but there's also a very real cultural aspect of what is happening by allowing so many, especially illegals, but people come in with, because it drastically affects and alters the cultural underpinnings of our society.
Mr. Clymer, do you see us heading towards a North American Union? Do you see that as possibly a reason why the immigration issue is just being completely ignored?
I think that's all part and parcel of the same globalist mentality. Yes, indeed, I do. I don't think Jerry Corsi, who is a Constitution Party member, and he's one who's, just to interject, he's one who's been considered as a presidential candidate. He very much declined at this point, but some people are still urging him to reconsider that. So I would still list him as a possibility also. But he's written extensively on that, and it's documented that they're working toward the euro, a new coinage, a new monetary unit that's for Canada and United States, Mexico. Of course, the NAFTA highway plans are on there, clearly documented, and the whole North American Union. Yes, I don't think there's any question that it's happening, and they're moving forward. They're pretending that they try to scoff at anybody who asserts it, but yet they keep moving forward with it. As I said, Dr. Jerry Corsi has documented so many times in his writings what all they have done and the progress that they're making and they continue to move along with while denying that anything is happening.
Well, I find it amazing, a lot of people don't know, when you talk to them about NAFTA and the North American Union, they don't know exactly what's going on, and I think what you said is very enlightening. Could you comment on the collapsing dollar and the state of our economy and what direction you think maybe we need to go in?
Well, I can tell you some things, and I don't consider myself an expert in economics, but I know that there's something drastically wrong, and one thing, of course, our platform calls for is returning to a gold standard and getting rid of the Federal Reserve, and when you have
Amen.
when you have the federal government monkeying with the economic system, the financial system of the country, it gives a tremendous amount of power in the hands of the few. And of course, in the case of the Federal Reserve, to really a private organization, a non-governmental organization, and B, it's an opportunity for a tremendous amount of mischief. And I'm a firm believer in letting the economy control itself, the market, I think the market economy control itself. And sure, there's going to be some pain to endure sometimes, but to me, that's preferable than to having the government, the federal government especially, control policy and giving it that much power to take care of things. And they're going to run out of tricks. I think that's what's happening right now. You know, they keep manipulating things, whether it's interest rates or whatever. They're going to run out of tricks. The policies do not continue indefinitely. There are so many things that play into this, and we have in excess of $600 billion a year trade deficit, which is resulting in China becoming a creditor of the United States, not only a creditor, but the largest creditor, where China interest owns something in the neighborhood of 33% of the debt of the United States. And of course, you know what the Bible says, that the borrower is the servant of the lender, and you know what that makes us in relation to China. So the deficit spending, the trade deficit, the Federal Reserve, the continuing explosion of government spending, even during the Bush administration, which some people call conservative, has increased the government spending, where you have much greater dependence on the federal handouts than ever before. And I'm not talking about poor people in the city. I'm talking about corporate welfare, big corporations, big corporate farmers who used to be independent. So many more people, half of people that are dependent on government handouts now. And this house of cards, I fear, is going to come crashing down at some point.
We had David Walker, former Comptroller General, on a couple of weeks ago, and he really painted a grim picture of the state of our economy and the future of our economic outlook. It was a real eye-opener, and we were honored to have him on here. And we're honored to have you on here also, Mr. Cloner. We'd like to have you back, and you keep us informed on what's going on with the Constitution Party. And I'd like you to give you this opportunity as we end to tell the people how we can get involved, what we can do here locally, maybe to help you get on the ballot, because I do feel like there's an awful lot of people that are looking for some kind of change other than what the three candidates are offering, and you're giving the people that. We just need to be able to point them in your direction. And like I say, it was a real honor to have you. Appreciate you coming on.
Okay, well, it's really an honor to be on too. I thank you again for what you're doing. And yeah, let me give you a few comments.